Welcome back to the Dutch of Denver podcast. I'm Dutch. I am in and around Denver. It's podcast time, baby. Oh, let's see. I'm in sports hell. Every single one of my teams managed to lose last weekend, and continuing the trend this week. We'll get into all that too. And we'll see if the Broncos can make it twice for us and just get on it even more. But let's start with, like, I don't know if it's the most painful, but it's the most fucking annoying, I'll tell you that much. The Avalanche, man. They lost last night. Their fourth in a row. So they're now 0-4. And in the past 4 games, the Avalanche have given up, I believe, 25 goals. Okay? In 4 games. Let's see here. Google. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. 25, 26, 24. That's too many goals for 4 games. That's way too many goals for 4 games. Okay. Forgiev, I mean, I've hated him since day one. So I don't know how he still has a job. I mean, this is insanity to me. The backup, Eustace Annunen or whatever his name is, he's just as bad. Like, we pull Gorgiev after he gives up 4 goals in the first 1 minute of the game. And then Eustace, yeah, he doesn't give up 4 goals in 1 minute, but he gives up 4 goals in the rest of the game. And then the rest of the team aren't scoring goals. Well, I take that back. First game of the season, Mikko Rantanen had a hat trick. And we lost that game because we're terrible at sports. I don't understand where the disconnect is. Like, I had playoff hopes this year, even Stanley Cup. Now I'm not sure we can win a hockey game. And I truly mean, out of all 80 games, we probably can't win with this current lineup, this current team. And it's not only the goalies are horrible. That is a huge, huge part of it. Like, they are really, really fucking bad. Now, sometimes the defensemen blow it up and, you know, they give a puck up in the neutral zone or in their own zone. The defensive, some shit like that. And then it's a goal. But Gorgiev doesn't even know where the fuck the puck is. I mean, he has no clue. It goes through his legs and he's looking up. It goes over his left shoulder. He's leaning right. I mean, he has no idea where the puck is. I'm pretty sure he's fucking blind. Yeah, it just, so while not all the goals are maybe his fault, 99% of them are. You know, and I mean, you can't expect to score 6-7 goals every game and win because we don't have that kind of firepower anymore, apparently. Our defensemen are not good. Even Cale Makar is not good at playing defense anymore. He might as well just move to forward. Be a wing or center, some shit like that. The rest of our defensemen, está no bueno. Absolutely horrible. Taves is out, so I don't really blame him that much. But, you know, we're also missing a whole bunch of players. We have a bunch of rookies that have never played before, I guess. I don't know. You know, we're missing basically 2 top lines due to injury or, you know, Boston being a bunch of fucking cocksuckers, because that's what every person and team from Boston is fucking cocksuckers. Let me explain. We played Boston last time. I mean, they are like murdering people, okay, in blatant daylight. And the refs either don't care, are equally blind, or just, you know. So Boston's hurting our players. They've got to go to locker rooms and leave because, you know, one of them gets smacked in the face with somebody's stick. One of them gets blindside check in the middle of whatever, you know, egregious penalties. And none are called. Nothing happens. But, you know, you take out some of our good players for the game and it allows you to win. That's long been a lot of teams, I think, strategy with the Avalanche is just hit them and break them, physically hurt them so they can't play, because you're either going to get a no call or you're only going to get 2 minutes. And yeah, you'll sit in a box for 2 minutes while, you know, their best player is dying in the locker room. because the Avs, again, they're not tough. That's also another complaint. They're not tough. They get hit, and then, they either limp away to the locker room or piss off. They don't fight back. They forgot how to shoot, apparently. The Boston game, they were so worried about playing terrible defense that they forgot to shoot. They had like 9 shots the whole game. Can't score goals if you don't shoot the puck. Now, I know you don't have the puck because the other team's constantly scoring on you the whole time. But, I mean, what the fuck, guys? And then at the top of all this, we have our leader, Jerry, which I don't know, man. I'm done with him as of right now. He might earn something back, but I think that he's lost control of this team. They don't listen to him anymore. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, I know what the problem is. We need a new goalies immediately. We should have had them after the first 2 games because Forgiev was so bad. We actually pulled him like in the first period of the first game. And then Onanen went in there and gave up another 4 and we lost like 8-5 or some dumb crap like that. The second game, they pulled Georgiev again. Third game, I think they let him take all 6 hits. Same with last night. But yeah, I mean, the guy's given up, 20 goals in 4 games. It's disgusting. You cannot be an NHL goalie with those stats. You should be fired and I don't know, put on waivers, executed in the field, left for dead, something other than being allowed to play still. Because you suck and you're horrible, and I don't ever want to see you on the ice again. But I know I will because, I mean, I guess we don't have a better option, but there's always someone out there that we can go get. I mean, at this point, I'm a better option. I'm much wider than he is. And at least I can see. Oh, Dutch, it's harder than you think. No, it's not, okay? I was a catcher in baseball, okay? They throw baseballs just as hard. Now, granted, you know where the ball is going theoretically, but your catcher's mitt is not as big as that goalie's mitt, and your shin guards aren't as big as his shin guards, and your chest protector sure isn't that fucking big, and your blocker and stick. Good God. And yeah, some of them shoot the puck kind of hard, but they don't throw it 100 miles an hour. 86, 76, yeah. And if nothing else, I'm just twice his size, so I would cover up more of the goal and probably still let less through. Whatever, I'm pissed. And like I said, Jerry Bednar, I'm kind of fucking done with you too. I'm definitely done with the goalie. The defense is awful. Gerard is a piece of shit. I've always fucking hated him. And Cale Makar's not a defenseman. He just needs to go play forward. Because Lord knows we need more forwards too. We can't have Rantanen and Middlestat scoring everything every time. Whatever. I'm pissed. 0-4, first time in franchise history. What are you going to do about it? We're just going to say long season and ride it out? Because it's not a playoff contending team by any means. We haven't played good teams either. It's just irritating. All right, let's go down the list to the second most depressing thing. SC. Fire Lincoln Riley. Take him out of the field, kill him, shoot him, fire him. I don't fucking care. I don't want to see him there any longer. That guy's an idiot. Horrible play calling. Absolute terrible play calling. Horrible game and clock management. Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't even know football anymore, be watching him. He's a fucking idiot and we need to get rid of him. The Penn State game, we should have won that game. Ahead by a lot with a couple minutes left. Rather than take timeouts and try and get first downs, we don't take a timeout and just give them the ball back where we're at to kick it and beat us because our kicker sucks and theirs sucks, but then it turns out theirs doesn't. Miller Moss, fuck that kid too. Sun-bleached little idiot. He can't throw. Don't like him. Done. Makes terrible decisions. Got wide open down the field, but I don't think he'd throw that far, so he doesn't. And when he does, he gets picked. What's his face can't call plays for him. The only bright side of that game was Marks. That kid can run. A great running back. We should just run the damn ball. I was telling Higgins, I'm gonna have to get a run the damn ball shirt made in SC colors. He should run the ball every single time. And that's the other thing, running the ball was going great, and we're ahead. We have to burn the clock. So what does Lincoln Riley do? Let's go back to the air, man. Throw some incompletions, some interceptions. I mean, I don't get it. And I don't understand how the boosters aren't. I mean, have they stopped caring about football over there? Because, yeah, fuck Lincoln Riley and fuck Miller Moss. Get them both out of there. They had that game too. And I mean, it didn't help that Penn State has got the refs like they're murdering our receivers, and the refs are just like, no, that's not pass interference. Of course you can punch them in the face and tackle them. But I mean, just dumb fucking penalties on us, like pre-snap stuff. That's all Lincoln Riley's fault. And then Miller Moss is, average at best. And we need him to be much better than average because our defense is fucking terrible. They played good for a little bit, and then just when we need them to play good, they don't. So, yeah, I'm fuck Lincoln Riley and get rid of him. I never want to see him on the field again, but I'm sure he'll be there because, we like losing. I mean, what are we, 3-4 or some shit? 3-3, 4-3. The CU Buffs have a better record than USC does, by the way. But we'll get to them later. Just fucking depressing. So yeah, they lost. I guess kind of a close one. And then let's go on to the Buffs. Also lost a close one, which I think they should have won. But big problems in the Buffs game. A lot of the same problems, but new ones have arisen, rised up, fucked us, screwed our team. Okay, so Hunter and Jimmy Horn got hurt. So our two best players are out. We're out for the game. Not good. Glaringly obvious that we need them to be competitive. So those two out, it was left up to Shadipshit, who, I mean, I don't know who coaches him and what they're telling him, because they might be telling him what I'm telling him and he just doesn't listen. But, well, let's talk about this. Shador, step up in the fucking pocket, you goddamn retard. I don't understand why he doesn't step up in the pocket. He takes these huge drops, and instead of stepping up and throwing the ball, he runs further back left and right and takes a sack for a loss of 25. If he would just step up in the pocket and throw the ball, because the times that he did it, we went great. So he is not very smart. He is an idiot. He holds the ball too long, too. Throw it away. No, that should get an intentional ground. No, you won't, dude. First of all, you got to throw past the line of scrimmage. I've seen you throw bombs, man. I know you can. Secondly, that's it. Step up and airmail it over some receiver's head in the past the line of scrimmage. Then you don't get intentional grounding. Okay? Or get outside the tackles and airmail it, and then you don't even have to have anybody near you. So step up and launch it out of bounds, or complete the pass, or just get outside the pocket, outside the tackles, and airmail it. Do not run backwards. That's what I don't want, stupid. And then take a sack. Because that's what he does. And I think I saw Dion mouth to him or like say to him, and you can read lips. He's like, dude, you got to step up in the pocket. Like, this is retarded. What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, that is his biggest problem. He has arm talent. He can make some good throws. He can extend some plays, but he can't extend every play. Step up on the pocket and throw it to your receivers. Now, some of his receivers can't catch, which that's a big problem too. And normally Jimmy Horn and what's his face are there. So, step up though to them. We'll be fine. Defense. Holy shit, Buffs. First of all, Shiloh Sanders is a cancer on this defense. They are way better without him. He comes back from his injury and he missed so many. He was the problem on that defense. Solely him last game. And they asked Dion, like, what do you think of how does Shedeur? Terrible. Worst game I've ever seen. All right. Get him out of there. Like, is this going to be the nepotism curse where, it's like, hey, yeah, I can admit he had a bad game, but I can't take him out. Get his ass out of there. He is fucking awful. He tackles like a bitch if he's there even. And then the defense, yeah, they played good until we needed them to continue to play good. And they didn't. It was very disappointing. Not as disappointing as the SC and the Avs. That was just, I thought they had a chance to win. I really did. They made it a close game. I think they should have won that game. But I don't know. We'll see. I think they win this week. So here's hoping. All right. On to the fucking Broncos. We can all admit now, like, Bo Nix sucks, right? He's not good at football. He is not good. Yeah, he's not the answer. Sean Payton is not the answer. The offense is not the answer. The receivers can't catch. They can't help their quarterback when he's scrambling looking for an open dude. I think you're supposed to stop doing your route and come in and get open. They don't do that. They just kind of stand there like we're retarded. I know they're young, but not all of them are young. I think they're just all poorly coached, untalented hacks. The running back situation is pathetic. What's his face fumbles all the time and still gets to be in there playing. I don't know. It's awful. And then the play calling is just atrocious beyond all belief. It's fucking terrible. Good God. It's probably because Bo Nix sucks, but I don't know what to tell you, man. This is just embarrassing. And then the defense. Apparently we need Patrick Surtain or the entirety of the defense falls apart. So I don't know. The Chargers pretty much just did whatever they wanted. Real bad showing. At home too, no less. Yeah, just all around really pathetic. But that's at the end they scored. Yeah, man, that's garbage time points. Okay, the Chargers knew that the Broncos weren't going to win. Not even going to be close. So yeah, they completed some passes because the Chargers are playing soft and like, all right, man, anything to just they don't score 10 touchdowns in the next 8 minutes. But yeah, let Bo air it out. Who cares? He's not going to win anyway. Because when their actual defense was on the field, calling actual defensive plays, the Broncos didn't do shit. Tonight should be interesting. Actually, it is. It's Thursday night when I'm recording this. This is before the game. I didn't want to do after because A, it would be late, and B, I'd probably be even more pissed off. So yeah. Tonight I don't know. Broncos are 3-point favorites in New Orleans. They're both rookie quarterbacks, but Bo Nix has played 6 games, I think, and this Rattler kid's this will be his second. Saints offense is decimated, injuries and whatnot. I don't know about their defense so much, but Surtain's still out with a concussion. That's another thing. I'm sorry, but I saw the replay. Okay? It did not look like he got a concussion. Well, Dutch his head whipped on the ground. No, man. Even then, it wasn't that like falling backwards whiplash thing. And I mean, if that play gives you concussion, you got to go get your head checked, man. And not like for the concussion. I mean, like after the fact, or, you know, like, is your skull thick enough? Does your helmet fit? Like, what's the point of a helmet if you're going to tackle someone and then your head just like hits the ground as you roll over and you have a concussion? I'm sorry, I don't have sympathy for that. And I mean, I don't know, maybe it's much worse than I know, but again, I played football and we didn't have those rules, so we were getting hit a lot harder than that. Maybe we had concussions, but not off of plays like that. Just fucking okay. So the point is, you know, since we have a short week, he's out. So does that mean the defense is going to be unbelievably terrible again? Probably. Is Bo Nix going to be absolutely horrible? Probably. I mean, he's not good. I won't say he's awful. Okay. Yeah, he's awful. He's not good. He's not an NFL cornerback. He is just, he can't throw, man. He has an accuracy problem. He has an accuracy and him and his receivers are not on the same page problem, which is a big problem. And I was listening today because the radio station that I normally listen to for my talk shows and all that, they cover the Broncos, but it's usually on Sunday, so it doesn't really matter. Dude, they started their pregame coverage today at noon. So they were going to talk for 6 hours about this upcoming game. Your pregame coverage should not be longer than the actual game. What could you possibly have to talk about for 6 hours prior to the game? And I'm sure it'll be 6 hours after the game. And then it will be all day tomorrow on the Sports Zoo and all those. Okay, whatever. The point is that the hacks filling in for the first couple hours, we're talking about Bo Nix's issues or what the problem is. And not once did they say he's physically sucks. It was basically Sean Payton is, the verbiage of his plays is too complicated, or it's not. I don't know. And he doesn't have enough time because, okay, yeah, all right. So apparently Sean Payton's play calling has a lot of verbiage. It means it's got a lot of words. He reads like a paragraph to Bo Nix in the little helmet. A paragraph is one play. I don't know why it has to be that long and complicated, but I'm not Sean Payton, and it just, that's the way it is. So then Bo Nix has to repeat that paragraph to the team in the huddle. And if someone doesn't hear that, he has to re-repeat the paragraph. So we wasted, the 40-second play clock. We've wasted 30 seconds of it on just getting the fucking play in. He then has to go to the line, make any adjustments that he can in 10 seconds, and then snap the ball. It doesn't work. That's, if you've ever watched, we're snapping the ball with like 1-2 seconds left on the play clock. I mean, it's horrible. It's a terrible fucking system. And people are like, well, maybe Sean Payton needs to dumb it down for Bo. And then these idiots today were saying, Bo Nix has never been accused of not being smart. I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm saying he's physically unable to do the job. He cannot throw the football accurately in the NFL, and that is a problem. And it's not like kind of accurately. He's way off. Now, again, he's not getting any help from his receivers or offensive line because those guys are fucking idiots too. But with penalties and stuff, that's where I'm getting at them. I just like it. The receivers can't catch, and if they try and catch it, they tip it to the other team. Dumb. but they're tipping it because he threw the ball 14 feet over the dude's head, or 14 feet behind the dude, or low, or just not anywhere close. But then when he does hit him in the hands, they drop it. So it's not all Bo's fault, but yeah, he's a quarterback. Or they're not running the right routes. So on a timing route, he throws it left and they're right. And they're both like, oh, what's happening? So maybe your plays are too complicated, Sean. I mean, or are your receivers dumb? Or is Bo Nix not telling them the right word? Like, what's the problem here? There's way too many plays, lack of communication. And then when Bo's in trouble and scrambling, nerds, you got to get open. Then it turns into playground football. Like, that's basic knowledge, and they don't. There's like 3 of them standing together like, oh, wow, the Bo Nix filler can run. It's fucking irritating. So tonight, I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to pick the Broncos, but I also know the other thing is we're playing on national television. So, and we never do good then. So short week, travel. I don't know. I would say we still lose. Unless they have, another one of those Tampa Bay games where we just pull something out of our ass. And it's a miracle. Like, people are like, where did that come from? Maybe. I don't feel good about it though. So I don't know. I'll take New Orleans, and I'll just take New Orleans money line. Wait, because are the Broncos actually favored? Let me check. Let me see. Because it's gone back and forth. Like, it was 1.5. And then the Broncos, okay, so it's right now it's +3, Saints +3. So I would take the Saints +3. If I beat the fire, actually, I mean, I know as soon as I fucking do that, the Broncos are going to have like a miracle game. So do I want the Broncos to win, or do I want to win money? I'd rather the Broncos win, but I'm also not a fucking idiot. Okay. Yeah. Take the Saints +3. And I would do actually just take the over 37 and Saints money line. What will that get you? That's +300. Okay. So let's just get locked in. Saints money line over, what'd I say? Over 37. Yeah, that'll get you. That's +300. Put $50 on it. Okay, I'll do that. So yeah, take that. That'll probably be a winner chicken dinner. What else? Do we have anything more sports related? Hit Boston College tonight too. If we're talking bets, well, you guys aren't going to hear this, so never mind. But that's what I'm doing. I'm getting 8 with Boston College. Feel good about it. All right. We got to talk a little bit about politics. Because, I mean, it's always been out of hand, but it seems like it's getting fucking worse every day. Like, just. Okay, so for instance, Kamal went on with Brett Baer yesterday, or what the fuck his name is, and did an interview. One side says the interview went great, and the other side says the interview was a train wreck. Now, I know that you can't, if you're on Kamal's side, you can't admit it was a train wreck if you're in the media, okay? But if you're just an average Joe Kamala voter, or anyone with, oh no, actually, I take that all back. You should, unless you're Kamala's campaign directly involved with them, you should honestly be able to say what happened. Okay? And people can't. It was an unmitigated fucking disaster. She is a goddamn idiot. And this isn't about Trump, so I don't want to hear anybody like, what about Trump? Nope, we're not talking about him right now. We'll get to him. But she is an unmitigated disaster. She did not answer any of the questions. Those two talked over each other the entire time because she wouldn't answer the questions and wouldn't let him finish the question. I mean, there's tons of clips when they were like, hey, man, your fucking border policies have let in, how many people you think have let in? And she was like, well, when we first got to office. He's like, wait a minute, I'm not done. The question, let me finish. Well, what actually came out was he wanted to ask her, hey, man, you repealed all these policies of Trump and shit. What the fuck? How many people did you let in? Unvetted psychos. And her answer was, well, day one, we went in there and, yeah, we repealed all of Trump's policies and let all these fucking monsters flow into this country. I know they're not all monsters, but I'm going to group them all together for a little bit. Because, if one monster comes in with 10 of you, you're all monsters. And then we let all these fucking people come in here, but we gave Congress a lot of opportunity to maybe fix it, but kind of not. But I don't know. We got rid of all the rules, and then we kind of left it up to somebody to might, I don't know, fix. Well, I'm a small town family man, woman. I don't know. It just, oh my God. So again, there's no objective person, or even if you're like a little bit left leaning, that watches that and is like, yeah, she did good. No, she's horrible. The other thing asked her, he's like, hey man, so you've been in office for 3.5 years. What's going to change? What's your plan here? And she was like, well, for the last decade, Trump has been blah, blah, blah. That's not what he asked you, man. You've been in charge for the past 3.5 years. And once again, this place is in fucking shambles. You cannot look at it unless you're just a willful, ignorant fucking moron and be like, yeah, I mean, things are going good, because they're not. Nothing is going good. You can't, I've asked this a million times. There is not a single thing that Harris Biden has done that has been good. Or, okay, some of you guys might think it's good, but I want to say beneficial to the country. And if you fucking bring up the goddamn LGBTQ, abortion, any of that useless, meaningless crap, well, it means stuff to us, Dutch. No, it doesn't, okay? Nobody's going to care about your abortion rights if you're starving to death because you can't afford food. You fucking idiots. And that goes for both sides, the men too, who are on this. Because I'm going somewhere with this. Trust me. But there's nothing they have done that has been, good. No tax breaks, none of that shit. Your life has not improved because of this administration. It has just gotten worse unless you're a legal alien. And then, yeah, you're living pretty high right now. Okay, so no one can objectively, and even a little bit partisan, look at that and say that was a good interview. That was an unmitigated fucking disaster of an interview. I mean, it was, all of her interviews are disasters. She's a disaster. And I just don't understand how the fuck you guys can support her. And you can't say anybody but Trump, because that's not a platform. That's like, would you rather get cut in half this way or up and down? Oh, it doesn't matter anywhere but shot in the face. It's like, okay, well, you're a fucking idiot. So I can't, I mean, it was, so one of the radio stations I listened to, or one of the shows I listened to, is Mandy Connell. Okay. And she had this guy on the other day that I can't remember his name, but it's not important. He has left the Democrat Party because he is saying that the Democrats aren't being progressive enough. Okay? And while I think that's a crazy statement, he explained it incredibly well from his point of view, saying that, hey, you know, like, the Democrats say they're for the little guy and all this and blah, blah, blah and all that, but they're lying. They're not. Okay. And if you have somebody in their own house saying this stuff, I mean, you know, she brought up Mandy asked him, it's like, so what do you think about the Kamala thing? And the guy's like, I mean, I've never voted for her, and there's no ballot that I've ever filled out with her name on it. So, you know, you can't, and he said it, and I've been saying this, you can't run around bitching about democracy and then usurp it like this and just elevate Kamala to the candidacy. I mean, do you not see the crazy in that? Like, it's not even hypocritical at this point. It's just crazy. You can't be like, oh, it's sticky on my head. You can't be like, hey, man, you probably shouldn't smoke crack while smoking crack. And that was his point, is that the Democrats say one thing and they either don't do it or they do another. Which, I mean, again, both parties are guilty of, but we're not talking about both parties right now. We're just talking about Kamala is a train wreck and this kid. Is that kid? I think he's like 34 something. And, you know, she's like, so, I mean, what is your number one issue? She asked this guy. Because, like, she admitted hers was the debt. That's a pretty important issue. But, you know, what is your number one issue? And the guy's like, taxes. I think that the Democrats should raise taxes on rich people like they say they're going to do and spend it on more social welfare programs. Again, a crazy fucking plan or thought, but that's what he believes. And for the most part, that's what the Democrats say they're going to do. But, you know, a lot of these Democrats are just getting filthy rich being in office and not really doing anything of what they say. And if, you know, this guy was not just like some, you know, I'm a liberal and I live in Boulder. He was like giving 40 hours a week, or maybe a month. I can't remember what he said, but still a month is a lot, to the Democratic Party, like volunteering, working, you know, blah, 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 all this stuff for them. So he was very involved in the actual party and not just, you know, voting for their stuff, but he said he was an activist for him, which again, you know, that's his choice. And while he and I disagree on views, and all Mandy, everybody did, I mean, he has his principles, as crazy as they may be. He has them, and they're the principles that the Democrats spout off about all the time. It's just they don't do anything. He's like, yeah, they, he brought up another good point, how he feels that maybe the Democrat Party and I guess the Republicans are guilty of this in the opposite, but have like kind of any men, or we don't care anymore because let's face it, their number one thing right now is like fucking abortion and trannies stripping in front of your kids. Okay. They are like dug in hard on that and quote women's rights, but come on. I mean, you guys have all the rights everybody else does. Shut up about it. But he says, they've disillusioned a lot of young men because it seems like, you're not fighting for anything that we want. He's like, I want to get married, or not I get married, but he says, I want to own a home and raise a family. I don't know if that, I assume that involves getting married, but, he's like, well, I don't see that in my future. The Democrats promise this and they don't do anything about it. I mean, it's not really the government's job to do that for you. It's the government's job to make it easier. And here we are back square one. Biden and Harris have actually made it much harder for you to get your first home and get started on the path of life. But we're not going to worry about that. I want trannies to read porn to my kids at school. I mean, come on. Your priorities are fucked. And you even have a prominent Democrat saying this. All right. It was interesting. I know. And the general point of this was, one side said Kamala did great. The other side said Kamala did really bad. I don't think at this point, well, I could be wrong because that's why she did it. But the people saying she did good, it doesn't matter. She could have, shit her pants on TV and they would have been like, oh, such a strong woman for taking a crap on Fox News, literally. Okay. And then we would have been, or the right side would have been like, look at that retard taking a shit on TV or whatever. Okay. They weren't going to change anyone's mind. It's just how delusional I think. I know I'm going to step in it here because we do have some delusional people on our side, but in our defense, and I know none of you will, if you're on your far whatever, none of you will believe this or watch or do anything because you get all your food from CNN and all that. But Trump is not as dumb as you guys think he is. Okay. He's actually way, way smarter. And if you watched him he was on like the Chicago, I don't know, man, some Chicago finance town hall, some shit. He knows what he's talking about. He knows policies. He knows what he's talking about. The clips you get are from his rallies where he's a master at knowing how to talk to different audiences. Okay. And when he's at his rallies, it's just blah, 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 yeah, rah, rah, rah. But when you sit him down, at this economic forum thing, he knows the policy and stuff like that. He's not an idiot. And I know he does do things that are idiotic and some of his rallies, but there are videos out there where he is very well informed and very sharp on this. And like his tariffs thing, I know a lot of people are like anti-tariff. First of all, you don't know what you're talking about. I would almost guarantee you think it's a tax on the American citizen. No, not really. What tariffs are, and I don't know if I've explained this, but let's just simply do this. Okay. You got a pickup truck made in America that costs $20,000 to make. You got a pickup truck made in China that costs $10,000 to make. They're equal pickup trucks. One's just $10,000 cheaper, but it's made in China. What a tariff does, it adds a $10,000 tariff to the Chinese truck, so they're both equal. So then the American people keep their production, blah, 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 all that. Okay, that's what a tariff is. Now, we can discuss the merits of tariffs. Okay, now, I mean, are they good? Because now the American company doesn't have to be innovative or anything like that. They know the government's just going to jack up imported shit, and you got to spend the money no matter what. You might as well buy American. Problem solved. Or if we don't have tariffs, then the American company has to figure out a way to make that same pickup truck for $10,000, or they're going to go out of business, and then Americans are going to lose their jobs. But hey, do you want Americans to lose their jobs, or do you want to pay an extra $10,000 for the Chinese truck? Okay, that's how a tariff works, you fucking idiots. It's not a tax on you, you goddamn idiot. So quit saying that. It's incentivizing American companies to either innovate or move back here, because even if you're an American company and you have your shit built in Mexico and Trump puts a tariff on that, now it's the same price, so you're not saving any money. Yes, the price, that tariff does get passed on to the consumer. Okay, but it's not a tax. And then maybe you'll think twice about voting for these fucking unions who are paying some asshole $200,000 a year to work in a fucking dockyard. Yeah, didn't think about that, did you? Of course not, because you're an idiot. All right. A couple other things. All right, enough of this health record shit. This is the other hypocrisy I'm talking about. Kamala released her health records over the weekend, apparently. Who fucking cares? I don't think in a health record you can write down, she's a retard, because that's what it would say. And now she's like, Trump, you need to do it. Where the fuck was this? Where were you when we wanted Biden? And let's get the health records of the guy who is still currently running the country for the next 3 months. Or is he not running the country? Is Obama doing it? Either way, you guys are fucked. This is, see what I'm talking about, the hypocrisy? Like, you guys lost your fucking minds when we wanted records on Biden. But now it's just asking for Trump's records, like, well, duh. We need to know that the president's competent. It's insane to me. The Broncos are almost on, so I'm not sure I have much more. Kamala was plagiarizing her book. It's pretty much par for the course of those people. I want to talk about CDOT, but again, the football game's on and stuff to make. Columbus Day. I gotta say one more thing. It's not Indigenous People Day. I'm sorry. I do not sympathize with them, and neither should the Democrats, because Christopher Columbus and his little buddies were just, what's their line? Looking for a better life. Whatever the line they use for the migrants that come in here and, terrorize our country. They're just, have a different culture. The Venezuelan gangs, which again, I mean, the management company of the places, everybody says it. Even the dumbass on, I don't know, MSNBC, whatever. Vance went up there and talked to this lady, and she just downplayed it. She was like, okay, so it's not all the apartment complexes. It's just like one or two. And Vance is like, whoa, wait a minute. Do you hear what you're saying? In the United States of America, a couple of apartment complexes are taken over by Venezuelan fucking gangs. He's like, yeah, but moving on. Like, one or two, man. No, man. There should be none. Zero. What the fuck is wrong with you? Well, it wasn't the whole city. Yeah, well, yeah, it wasn't the whole city. It just, 1, 2, 3 or 4. Yeah, small potatoes, I mean, fuck. But yeah, that's what Columbus was doing. He was just spreading his culture. And I mean, the Indians and all, you guys were xenophobic bigots. You should have embraced the different ideas and things like that. Not to mention you guys were fucking stuck in the Stone Age. I still support Columbus. You know, was it always right? No, but that's kind of how you conquer lands. You know, kind of how you, you know, if we had left it up to the Indians, we'd probably still be running around on horses and shit. I know that's not very nice, but I mean, be realistic. What about the husband? Blip, blip, blip. Well, you know, the Spanish did away with them, so their technology probably wasn't that great either. This is, I mean, survival of the fittest, motherfuckers. I don't tell you. Whatever. Hey man. Go Broncos. Let's hope they can win, but I wouldn't bet on it, literally. And then the Buffs should win this weekend. Let's hope the Avs get their fucking lives together. We'll find out. Be good, bad, and different. We'll never know. Hey, I appreciate everyone watching tonight. Or whenever you watch, whenever you listen. Tell your friends, tell your family. Piss them off. Like, here, listen to this guy. He's fucking crazy. Hey, somebody might be like, yeah, I love this guy. Let's go have beers. And they'll be like, I don't really like him. He's kind of offensive. Yeah. All right, again, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. Until next time, bye.